How do you do? It's Dan McDonald, and I'm the Life Regenerator here on YouTube, and I want to thank you for joining me for today's episode of the Life Regenerator Show. I've got a really super special recipe for you and a little bit of education. So put on your learning hats and pay attention, because this is really, really good, not only food, but also medicine as well for the modern man. This is some coconut meat and some coconut water. Here's what the coconuts here actually look like that come off of the trees, a little bit beat up. This one's actually perfect right here. So this right here, I have the meat of about 6 coconuts, and you can use the young Thai coconuts. They work just as well. This recipe actually only has 3 ingredients, but it's one of the most nourishing, nutritive, energizing, healing foods slash recipes that I think I could suggest to you. It does take a little bit of time to pour the water out of the coconut here. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. In fact, let's just do that now in the beginning. I wanted to show you, I got a coconut here, and I trimmed the top with a machete, but I didn't want to do that in here, obviously. But so I'm just going to, wow, okay, awesome. So you can just, oh, that is pure life. That is a perfect coconut right there. As you get to start to know the coconuts, of course all the white ones look the same to you, the Thai ones that most of you are going to get, but the island coconuts, they're all different. They're all in different stages of the game. This one was perfectly right in the middle. Anyways, I've got the machete here. I normally don't do this inside, but I wanted to show you how to get the meat out of the coconut. So, see, I cut that baby open, and I've got the coconut buddy here, which is a really good thing to have, especially for the young Thai coconuts. And then look how easy that makes it to pull that right out of there in one nice piece. And then you come over to the sink, and this is important to make sure you have a really good batch of yogurt, is to come over to the sink, clean it off, and to look around the edges. Just look around the edge for any wood chips. This one actually came out perfect. A little bit of the brown on the back is fine, but there's a difference between a little bit of the brown stuff, which you can completely peel off if you want to make a really, really gourmet yogurt. But I like a little bit of the fiber, to tell you the truth. For the little ones, if you're going to make it for your kids, it's probably better to really, really blend it super smooth and creamy. I'm actually making this for the girls. Natea and Kati are here, by the way. I'm going to try to get them on some videos. We're going to go to the beach, play around, and all that stuff. So over the years, as they've matured, it's not been as easy to get them on video. Oh, my hair or whatever, you know what I mean? Teenage girls. Anyways, but so I like a little bit of the fiber, and this brown stuff here is fine, but make sure there's no wood chips, you know what I mean? Because that's pretty abrasive for the very gentle GI tract, and that's what we're doing here, is nourishing the GI tract. This is medicine right here for the modern man, who normally would be eating fruits off the trees and getting probiotics in that way, as well as getting dirt off the plants that he's eating. And then he would be getting lots of different various probiotics or microorganisms, some stronger than others. The strains in the Life Biotic are particularly strong. It's amazing what technology can do when they have the science of it, which makes up for the lack of intelligence that well, not a lack of intelligence, just but evolution into concrete, brick buildings, and sterilization. In fact, that's one of the keys to it. The reason why I think my health is expanding rapidly is because I'm so dirty all the time. I haven't worn shoes in 2 months. I don't wear a shirt. How you doing? Good. Okay. And I get a lot of dirt all over me every day. So there's a lot going on here. So anyways, just bear with me. But this is very important that everyone gets this, because this is one of the greatest single things that you can do for your health and your family's health, okay? So anyways, dirt. People are too dirty, too sterile. And so that's a real issue in my opinion. So I like to go lay on the sand, get dirty, eat dirty plants, eat dirty fruit. Not rotten or nasty, but just where there's healthy microorganisms, okay? Anyways, but what's happening is that people are eating like processed junk food, like rotting putrefying meat like chicken and stuff or beef, it all starts to rot. The minute you slaughter that animal, it starts to putrefy. And so people are consuming that, and then what do you think is going to happen? The wrong type of bacteria are going to grow on meat, and you're going to get that from all the different restaurants because they're not taking care, like a raw food chef like Dan McDonald is very aware of the freshness of the banana, very aware of the freshness of the tomato or the mango. And so, but in restaurants and things like that where the modern man consumes a lot, you know, tap water throws off your intestinal flora. So this is a great way to bring yourself back into balance here. So I've got some mature meat here, and I'm playing with a lot of different, there's different stages of meat too. I've got some more mature meat here, and I've got some young meat as well, and I'm going to toss it all in today. And this is more medium. So I'll show you what I mean by that. This is the thick. You can even see, I don't know, but that's the thicker, more mature meat, which one I put through the Green Star and make some nice coconut milk. Oh my Lord above. But you can't do that with the softer stuff here. Here's some medium maturity meat. And then I've got the young pudding meat here as well. So a nice balance today I'll be having in this particular batch. But the girls want some, and then what we're going to do is throw some of these bad boys and have pina colada, you know, yogurt. Anyways, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this stuff because there's so much to learn. In fact, I had a major revelation the other day, and my relationship with the culturization process grew, because what I did is I was sitting there thinking, I had like a half of a jar full of the yogurt, and I thought I just didn't get a chance to eat that. I actually ate it about a third of the way down. And I was really bummed out. I said, like, what a waste, you know? So I go to the fridge, and it was like 3 days old, and I thought, I know that's probably bad, you know? Because normally the coconut almond yogurt or the yogurts, they don't even last 24 hours. They're so delicious, so nurturifying. You make salad dressings, and you just eat them plain. And so I thought, oh, I wasted it. But then I went in there, and I said, well, let me just test it. I gave it a smell, and it smelled very ripe. And most people would be like, oh, that's not right. But I stuck my finger in it, and it was like, my body, you know, I have a high level of intuition when it comes to like something is good. And it was like my body just lit up, my mind lit up, my intuition was like, this is very, very good. So it was 3-day-old coconut almond yogurt. And then I had the revelation, because normally nothing has ever lasted me that long in the fridge, but it cultured for 3 days. And what I realized after a conversation with a probiotics and enzymes expert is what happens is in the very beginning, like Lou always taught me, you know, let it culture for about 4 to 6 hours on the counter and then make your stuff. And so what happens is when it's a young culture, what I understand by having this conversation the other day with someone who's been in this game for a long time is that when it's a young culture, it's for the human nutrition. So in other words, you know, the young culture, it breaks down the proteins into amino acids and the carbohydrates into glucose, and then the fats into fatty acids. And that happens in a very short window at room temperature. But as it continues to ripen, the cultures or the probiotics, the microorganisms proliferate. Anyways, that yogurt that I ate the other day, it was 3 days old, was very expanded. It really expanded, and then I realized that was much more of the medicine to implant healthy bacteria. What's interesting about these 5 strains that are inside this Life Biotic, which is the best probiotic in the world, according to Mike Adams. I mean, he's actually gave it an A+++ rating, so I'm not going to say it's the best in the world according to him, but it got an A+++ rating for purity, and that's very, very high. It's very difficult to gain that type of rating. So this is a very pure and powerful probiotic, and these strains work very well together, and these are the best of the bunch, the strongest, the most adaptable to heat, as well as light, as well as oxygen, as well as stomach acids. And when you culturize the foods, it's good to take the probiotics therapeutically, but I think for economical purposes, when you take just a teaspoon, you culturize it in the yogurt, then what you get is more bang for your buck. And the food also carries it much better through the acids, through the small intestine, and then implants itself into the large intestine. And then these healthy microbacteria displace the evil, rotting, fermenting, putrefying candidas and the stuff that you get from the meat and the putrefaction and the rancidification of the fats and things that are allowing anaerobic, non-friendly microbiota to proliferate in your GI tract. So this is a displacement process. Now the other thing, I guess I was just intended to educate here, because this is for the hardcores, the DTM viewers. This isn't like a quick little thing, you know. I want to make sure you got your head wrapped around this. But normally, of course, we would get microflora from our mother. Now, most of you probably didn't have the ultimate epic mom who was really on point with the nutrition, wasn't doing any kind of pharmaceutical medication or recreational drugs or drinking beer or alcohol or eating bad nasty foods. I mean, in other words, your mom probably wasn't a whole foods person who was really feeding her blood so that you would be the most healthiest child, thinking the right thoughts and creating a super baby. And then what happens is, if her microbiota or her microflora isn't, can you turn that thing off, please? That's crazy lady. And it gets a little distracting around here, but if her microflora wasn't up to par preparing you for that environment because of the over sterilization of hospitals and lifestyle habits, then you're not going to have that proliferation. A baby calf will die with an unhealthy mom that doesn't breastfeed it and it doesn't get the colostrum at the very first shot, which is where all those healthy microbacteria are. And this is one of the reasons why people are having, like, almost everyone I talk to, even the healthiest people, I have digestive problems, you know, because we've got antibiotics. Having a cesarean section affects the health of the small and large intestine and the microbiota or the microflora at the time of birth. And then, of course, like I just said, antibiotics will strip it. And then where are you going to replace that? With healthy microbacteria. If you're not out in nature, picking fruit off the trees where certain types of microorganisms gather on the outside of fruits, like apples are a prime example, or even grapes are really good, but then we rinse them off. Well, it's like, I recommend, like with organic grapes and apples, especially if you can get them fresh from the farm, which isn't pretty rare, but if you can, that's when you're like, oh, look at these grapes that are here in California, these Concord grapes. You can pick those and you can see the healthy bacteria on the outside of the grape, and that's what you want. So it's like, go get dirty is what I'm trying to say in your life. And if you can't, which is the thing, then we can bring in some of these supplements here to help you get your balance back, because technology is always there to help people to balance out where we're going wrong, which is, hey, nature is old school because y'all are living on the concrete in a box somewhere, and then you go to the box and you sit there all day and eat like donuts and coffee and then have a steak for dinner and drink wine, and everything you do is the antithesis of what you need to be doing in order to create an ecosystem in here, because this affects your brain, and that's why everybody's crazy, and I know what that's like. So, and that's the other thing too, is the results that I hear from moms who use the probiotic for autism is one of the main things. And I've also ran into a lot of research where there's just a whole bunch of researchers that are doing double-blind studies, and they're getting the results, seeing that probiotic therapy is very helpful for autistic children and anybody who's having digestion problems. So these flora here, these microorganisms, have specific purposes like digesting proteins, and these ones work synergistically together. That was just a little bit of what I wanted to share with you. I'm an educator, I can't help it. I'm not just a chef. Do you understand what I'm saying? I am a chef, the shirtless chef, but I'm also an educator, and it's important to me. It really is. That's, well, why are your stupid videos so long, dude? Well, actually, because for the 8 or 10 people that are going to watch this, that aren't necessarily in to be entertained, you know, that's the reason why I make these videos the way that I do, because it's so important to share knowledge that can literally transform people's lives. So I'm going to throw a little bit more meat in there. So thanks for putting up with me and all that business, because you know, I could definitely go quick through this, but for you to understand is the most important thing of all. So this is going to be one batch. I'll do that there. And you can make yogurt or you can make kefir. If I took this whole thing and dumped it in there, it'd be more like a kefir. And that would sit for about 6 hours on the counter, culturized. And if I want to make yogurt, it'll be a little bit thicker, which is what I'm aiming for today, because I wanted to do the pineapple pina colada yogurt. So I'm going to throw in about a teaspoon here of the... yeah, there's a lot more to these probiotics, but I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor or a researcher. I just use it and try to get the basic understanding of what's going on and why everyone's having so many digestive problems, gas, bloating, lack of inability to absorb their food and nutrition. And since I'm like a gastronaut and someone who's really focused on colon health, I've been interested in wrapping my brain around the probiotics concept as much as I possibly can. So that was basically like my personal 8th grade understanding of it, just to do the best I can here for you, because it's just fun for me to continue to learn and share knowledge that could potentially transform people's lives. I would call that the adult version, because what you have right there is more fiber, okay? But see, I'm going to make the kids version today, which is about another 30 seconds of blending, so that it's really smooth and creamy. Let that bubble pop. There it is. Now I'll hit it again. This is amazing stuff. Okay, thanks for your patience there. I wish I edited, but I never learned how. Anyways, this is the most amazing thing on earth. Even if it warms up a little bit, that's fine. Look at that perfect yogurt. It's not as smooth as I could make it, but I'm just gonna... Oh, there's a nice little piece in there still. It must have gotten stuck. So what I'll do is I'll just hit that real quick. Watch this. And that'll... There we go. Perfect. There was a little piece in there that was throwing off my game. Oh, it's still in there. I don't know what that's about. It just did not get chopped up. Anyway, there's the yogurt. I'm going to put the lid on that and just leave it. What I'll do is I'll rinse my mess first, but then I'm going to, I'm just going to set that on the counter with the lid off. Boom, just like that. And that is, it is just, I can't describe to you how epic coconut yogurt is. And you can put that on bananas. Boom. You can put that over some blueberries. Bam. Pineapple. Oh, Lord, have mercy. For me, I'll just eat it plain. You can also make the best cool ranch dressing with a little garlic, sea salt, lemon, and dill. Blend that up. Dip your veggies in that. Total replacement for the junk they sell you at the store. Anyways, I did my absolute very best today to explain to you, like I said, from my 8th grade perspective. There's a lot of great information out there on probiotics out there from researchers that have been doing this stuff for years. They are way, way up there compared to me, but I'm just here, the Life Regenerator on YouTube, doing my best to share because I got a little bit of an audience. And anyways, thanks for watching the video today. I'm going to make another batch here and share that with the neighbors. So thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Peace be with you, and goodbye for now. Is that good?
I liked it.
Oh, thanks, guys.
I thought you were on point.
Can I point the camera at you?
Yeah.
Or you got your bathing suit on?
Yeah.
Not you? Okay, see? We'll say hi later.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.